welcome. If you're new here, please subscribe, click the notification bell, share everywhere. If you're returning, welcome home. I'm Spade Parkland, and today we're going to be doing a reaction to a YouTube channel called The Christopher Fam, talking about bariatric surgery. That's like weight loss surgery. I'm only going to use a screenshot of her picture because sometimes YouTubers and people on social media, they can be sensitive about their content. They may or may not flag you down. I have not contacted her to get her permission, but this is covered under fair use. So we'll use a screenshot to prevent any copyright issues. This was recorded October 26, 2022. So it's been over a year, getting close to the 2-year mark. In this video, she's going to say that she started at 351 pounds when she recorded this video. And as of right now, May 2024, according to her YouTube short, she is 309 pounds. So in the course of a little bit shy of 2 years, she has lost 42 pounds. That is worth celebrating. Yes, that is worth celebrating. Congratulations to her. It doesn't really matter how much weight you lose and the amount of time. There's no race. It's really you versus you. It's all about supporting everybody, supporting each other. I'm not here to tear anybody down or we'll just say critique her stream or critique her weight loss journey. Whatever gets you to your goal is what gets you there. As long as you don't give up, that's all that matters.
And to keep my body on its toes. So this month I decided to do 75 Hard, which is a mental toughness program. And your diet is just one component of the program. I love that you can simply pick whichever diet or way you want to eat and just make sure that you stick to it. No cheating and no alcohol. So my diet of choice was OMAD. That's 1 meal a day with a high focus on protein and low carb. And these are an example of some of the meals I ate to lose 8 pounds for the month. The journey continues.
8 pounds is great. So the rolling fast diet is a type of intermittent fasting where you fast for a set amount of time, then eat normally for a day, and then fast again. Some common rolling fasts include 24 hours, 48, 72, or 96 hours. So she mentioned OMAD, which is eating 1 meal a day. I don't know if she was snacking in between there, but the goal is to have a caloric deficit and then I guess fast and then go back to having a deficit. And me personally, I eat every day. When I get close to my max for calories that I can consume for that day to have a daily caloric deficit, I fast then. I've never really been a fan of just fasting for a whole day or 2 days or 3 days. I mean, because when you're fasting, you're not giving your body any food and you're more than likely going to go into starvation mode. So yeah, in theory, having 0 calories and still doing what you do, you'll burn fat. But the problem that I have with these fasting periods where you fast for the entire day or days is that you run the risk of loose skin because you may be losing weight too fast. That's just me. Now, some people are like, whatever it takes to lose the weight. I personally want to get to my goal weight and look good versus getting to your goal weight. You got loose and flabby skin, then you got your surgeries, and then you got to do this and do that. It's just not really my cup of tea as far as fasting for a long period of time or losing weight too quickly, but to each its own. Now we're going to get into the video, The Christopher Fam. She talks about her bariatric surgery, and this story took place October 26, 2022.
Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm Yolanda, and here I like to share the different practices that I use in order to improve both my mental and physical well-being.
Okay.
So that I'm not just surviving, but thriving.
Awesome.
At the beginning of all my videos, I like to start with giving you guys a bit of a backstory about my current wellness journey. I do this because I know a lot of you guys may have not seen some of my other previous videos, and so I want to get you guys all caught up. And hopefully you will subscribe, and so the next time you'll be like, I already know, but here it goes again. January 2nd, I started my wellness journey weighing 351 pounds. And I first initially started doing like low carb, and I lost about 13 pounds. And then the next month I kind of stalled out, and I wanted to see what other options I can use that would fit me better.
All right, so she stalled out. So this is the reason why I talk about having a plan and having a daily caloric deficit, because if you plan what you're going to be eating, let's say the next day, and you focus on having a daily caloric deficit every day, you're not going to stall out, because you're pretty much going to eat what you want. Even if you do a cheat meal here and there, you're still trying to have a daily caloric deficit. So even if you have a bad day where you have a surplus on one day, a surplus on another, you'll still lose weight each week and each month, even if it's not like 2 pounds a week like you may want to do, like I do. You may end up doing maybe a pound a week, or maybe even half a pound a week, but you're going to lose something. And that's why you have to have like the mindset that you want to lose weight no matter what, and plan for it, because weight loss is 10% about the food and 90% about the mindset.
And so I came across rolling fast.
So the rolling fast is the fasting thing we talked about for 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. If you're struggling with hunger, the enemy of your weight loss journey is being hungry. If you struggle with doing things while being hungry, if you struggle with, let's say, interacting with your family, going to work, exercising, dealing with stress and drama, having your hobbies, being social, if you struggle with those things while being hungry, you're not going to be able to fast at all. Whether it's intermittent fasting, fasting after you've maxed out your calories for the day, or whatever, if you're still dealing with hunger and you have not conquered hunger yet, you haven't really started your weight loss journey. Because hunger is in the mind. Your stomach telling your brain, I'm about to digest food that we've eaten, and your brain interpreting that as, oh, I'm hungry, I need to eat. Until you conquer hunger, until you manage to battle hunger and win, to where you're hungry, but you can ignore it, or you're hungry and you're like, I don't really care, or you look at food and it doesn't really make you want to eat it. You look at food and you're just like, oh, okay, no big deal. The same way you look at food, you want to look at a rock where you're just like, it's a rock, I don't really care about its existence. Until you get to that point where you control hunger, you haven't started your diet yet. So all these fasts and everything, the fact that she said that she had a stall out for an entire month, like at least 30 days or maybe even 28, and you stalled out, you're not ready for a fast. The thing you should do is, in my opinion, and of course this is the past, but for people who struggled like she struggled and like I've struggled, what you want to do is you want to eat things at certain times. And that way you can kind of force yourself to be hungry. And when you feel yourself being hungry, instead of you turning to the refrigerator or turning to the pantry, just do nothing. And you want to, in your mind, think, I'm not really hungry. And this is just eating things at certain times. I'm not telling you to starve. I'm not telling you not to eat food, but understand that sometimes you may be hungry, but you're not really hungry, especially if it's outside of meals. Because it's possible, because most of the time when it comes to weight gain, whether being overweight or obese, the issue is snacking. It's putting stuff in your mouth here and there, getting M&Ms, putting in your mouth, just putting stuff in your mouth, constantly go into the fridge. Snacking is what makes people overweight and obese.
So I've been doing that since March, but I've been documenting it here for you guys since April, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and many of the other videos that I have shared with you guys. So as the title clearly states, yes, I had bariatric surgery. Oh, hold on. I forgot to tell you my updates on my weight for this week. Okay. So this week, I weighed in at Why can't I remember the number? 292.2. This week I weighed in at 292.2. And I lost 1 pound this week. And, you know, it stung a little bit to see the 1 pound loss, because I know how hard I've been working out specifically. But then it also reminded me, you know, I really feel like I'm doing a lot of toning and like building muscle.
Hey, 1 pound is nothing to sneeze at. If you're doing 1 pound a week, 2 pounds a week, that's standard. You definitely want to be confident in your weight loss, celebrate everything, because if you're not celebrating it, when you get hungry and you get weak, or you go out with friends or you go out with family, everyone else is eating steak and lobster, lamb and all that good stuff, and you're choosing to eat a salad, you celebrating your victories will help you make that choice if that's the choice you want to make. Whether you're doing OMAD, whether you're doing the SWAP method, the PALM method, counting calories, whatever method you're using, the times where you get weak and you're like, I really want McDonald's, I gotta have it, I need to have it, reminding yourself of the victories you've had, looking in the mirror, conceptualizing what you'll look like at the end of your journey is going to be the difference between success and failure. Because it's an everyday uphill fight. Every day uphill is a fight. And I realized that I finally conquered hunger when I was able to go to bed hungry and not really care that I was hungry. And I'd wake up full and be like, oh, okay, I'm good. And that's really what it is. Understand that you're not going to be hungry forever, especially when you go to bed hungry, which you should be doing. You're going to wake up full and then you'll break your fast, eat something, and you'll be fine.
Muscle. So, you know, I'll go with that old, you know, saying, you know, muscle weighs more than fat.
These are her pictures as far as her weight loss progress back then. And I mean, you can tell she's lost the weight. You can definitely tell a difference around the midsection.
So hopefully I'm building a significant amount of muscle, and that will make up for why I only lost 1 pound this week. But we will celebrate a loss nonetheless.
It's great to celebrate a loss, but when it comes to muscle, you only gain maybe 5 to 8 pounds of muscle on an average a year. Even though you're building muscle, which is good, when your body breaks down tissue in your body for energy, when you have a caloric deficit, some of that muscle tissue is going to be broken down as well. So the best way to tell if you've retained muscle or gained muscle is getting stronger with your workout. So for example, if you're doing a plank and you can only do a plank for, let's say, 30 seconds, but the next time you do a plank is for 45 seconds, then you can say, okay, I've gotten stronger. Or when going to lift weights, if you're able to do more reps or do heavier load with the weights, okay, you've gained muscle. Saying that you've gained muscle because the weight that you lost is not exactly what you think it is more than likely due to your food intake. And
I do know that I am still in it to win it. This week, while planning for this upcoming video, I was looking at different photos that I can use for as like transformation photos. And I came across a few that were like from years ago or 1 year ago. The one I'm actually using in this video is from January of 2021, when I was beginning to start a program with an influencer who remained nameless. The program just wasn't a good fit for me, but these are like the before pictures that she required that I sent to her. So I'm using that in comparison to our profile pictures. You can definitely tell a difference in the midsection. It could be said that this top part is pulled up more as opposed to it being pulled down here to give the simulation that the tummy has gone down. Because when it comes to losing the tummy or losing weight, period, you have to lose weight overall, and you don't know where your body's going to pick from as far as the weight loss. So it could be that she has it pulled up more than here, but it's hard to tell. But I mean, based off the pictures from first glance, without knowing that information, her midsection looks smaller. This is the pictures are always today when I record. I just put another shirt on. I still have the shirt in the before pictures on, or the sports bra on that I use for the before pictures. Nonetheless, okay, so I'm looking at these transformation pictures, and or potential transformation pictures, and I realized that, you know, like my belly's exposed. And if you look at my belly,
She's going to talk about these marks right here.
you'll see that there are marks on my belly. Again, these pictures that I'm showing you currently, or the before pictures that I'm showing you, were January of 2021. And I, according to my MyFitness account, I weighed 343 pounds in those pictures. That's just what, a little 8 pounds less than what I weighed at the beginning of this year, which was January 2022. So in April of 2008, I had been married almost 2 years. So I was a month away from being married for 2 years. And we had already started 6 months ahead of that time trying to conceive a child. And we were having difficulties conceiving a child. And I knew, or I felt, that one of the main reasons why we were not being able to conceive a child is because my weight was very similar to the weight of the pictures you see here. Or I probably can post a picture of me during that time when we were trying to conceive.
Emotional damage.
And so I probably was 350, 340, one of the two at my biggest weight. And I made the decision that I wanted to get bariatric surgery. So at the time, lap band was all the rage. It was like the newest thing on the market. And I decided to go in for a consultation. And of course, that went to us doing all the things. And it turns out that my insurance would not pay for the surgery. And
Yeah, insurance companies don't want to fund or finance looking good. They don't want to do it. There's a workaround to that, though. I'm not recommending this. This does not constitute legal or financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. If you want a lawyer, an accountant, or anybody like that, if you want one of those, get one of those. So the trick to having an insurance company pay for something is you have to have it submitted to where the weight loss surgery or Ozempic, Wegovy, whatever you want to use, that there's a medical need for it, not that you want to do it for cosmetic for weight loss. I didn't do that. I did it naturally. As far as losing weight, I lost over 180 pounds by having a daily caloric deficit as far as food intake, exercising 1 or 3 times a week, using a calorie calculator on calculator.net, and having a food journal. That's what worked for me. If that's the route you want to go, so be it. But these insurance companies and these medical providers, they're not going to hook you up. They're not going to help you out. They're not trying to pay for it.
And we had to finance it ourselves. So at the time, I believe the surgery was $16,000 plus dollars. And I paid for it. It's important that you know that we paid for this cash wise, because when you
No, you use debt. There's no cash, you use debt. So the making of this was October 26, 2022. And in this video, I think she said she was like 350. If she got married and she was 350, and that was like 2008, she said, and then the making of this 2022, you're 350, and you've already had the surgery, you guys spent $16K and there was no real weight loss. Later on in her YouTube channel, she said she was a little bit north of 300 pounds. If she's, let's say with 351 pounds minus let's say 300. So she basically paid $16K to lose 50 pounds. I'm not putting anybody down, but understand that $16,000 in debt for a weight loss surgery for 50 pounds. If you normally would lose, let's say 10 pounds a month, you could have lost that in 5 months, kept the money, maybe even invested that. I don't know. When I was 360 pounds plus in 2022, around like a little bit before the summer, I was desperate too. I was willing to try anything too. And I'm glad I did not, because $16K, that's a lot. And then plus I've heard of people that I know in real life who have told me that they themselves or other people they know had a tummy tuck, and because they never conquered hunger and never created a plan for themselves on how to lose weight at will for their body, they spent maybe $5,000 to $10,000 for tummy tucks and stuff, and they've eaten the weight back. That is the reason why I'm against all these shots and pills and surgery, because if you do not learn to control hunger, if you don't learn to control hunger, you'll have success and you're going to eat it back. It always happens. All the roads lead to you must conquer hunger and learn to do things while being hungry and come up with a plan for you.
You go to have a bariatric surgery, the hoops that you have to jump through are not from the surgeon or from their office. It's from the insurance company.
Of course. And
once it was realized that my insurance would not be paying for it and that we were approved to finance it, the majority of it, we financed it. I got it. I looked at the email. We had to pay some down, but we financed the majority. And but once that was solidified that we were going to be paying cash, we were fast tracked. I contacted the people that I got my lap band on like April 14th. And by April 17th, I was in there getting a psych evaluation. Before the end of April, I was scheduled for surgery. Now, if any...
All right, I'm glad she mentioned the psych evaluation, because a lot of times your weight gain, whether you're overweight or obesity, the overeating or food intake is due to maybe coping for unresolved childhood issues, relationship traumas. If you don't get help for when you basically ate your feelings, if you're dealing with stuff like that, you're going to take the surgery, lose the weight, and all you're going to do is eat your feelings again and then gain the weight back. So it's good. And then you have to be open and honest too. Because the thing about it is psychiatrists, psychologists, all they're going to do is ask questions. If you are not open with them, if you're not honest, a problem that's there will not be solved. And now you lose weight and then you eat your feelings because you're feeling depressed or whatever. And now you're back to being overweight or obese level 3. I think based off of what she said in the video, I don't know how tall she is or her age, but she was obese level 3. I think she still is obese level 3. If 300 pounds is her weight, pretty much she's obese level 3 still. Because your weight, no one's weight, unless you're a professional athlete or you're like 6'7", no one's weight should start with a 2. And if you're at a 3, yeah, it's emergency time. But doing all these surgeries and different type of weight loss things, besides, having a caloric deficit, it's just not really the way to go.
Anybody's been through bariatric surgery or even attempted to try it, it can take weeks, even months to go through the whole process and go through the different doctors and all the things. Well,
wait a minute, it could take weeks or months. In that time, you could be having a daily caloric fast or a daily caloric deficit, and you lose the weight but before the surgery even happens. Because in the numbers I came up with, she lost 51 pounds from the surgery and the OMAD that she put on her channel. If you divide that by 10 pounds a month on average, that's 5 months to lose 51 pounds. So if it takes you months to have the surgery because all the consultations, evals and all that, you could lose the weight naturally and save the money.
Cash is king, and they sped me through the process. Okay. So in May of 2008, I got a lap band. If you're not familiar with what the lap band is, it is simply where they put a band around a small portion of your stomach, like the top of your stomach. And so they're able to fill it with liquids to tighten and make a smaller hole. So that restricts the amount of food that can go into your tummy. So it also...
All right. So what people are doing with Ozempic, Wegovy, the stomach band, and all the other things, they're trying to like make it to where they're unable to eat. So instead of pushing away from the table or embracing hunger and conquering it, they're trying to force themselves not to be able to eat. The dangers of this is that you could have stomach paralysis, more problems down the road. Your body's not going to be able to get all the food that you need. And sooner or later, eating overtime because you haven't conquered hunger. Forcing yourself not to eat a lot or forcing yourself not to eat or reduce your eating is not the way to go. All roads lead to health problems down the road. You'll be smaller, but you'll have loose hanging skin, a bunch of other medical complications, and you're basically trading one problem, which people can see when they look at you, which is being overweight or obese. You're trading that one problem in for something else. This whole surgery, no. In my opinion, I think it's better for you to push away from the table versus putting something inside of you that forces yourself not to eat when all it's going to do is make your organs less effective.
It restricts the amount of food that you can eat in one setting. Follow me? Okay. So that's the lap band, and that's what I got. Initially, I dropped weight and that was because of the surgery. The surgery itself, I mean, it's on your stomach. You don't really want to eat. The thing they put on you is kind of foreign. So you drop weight quick. So I dropped about 30 pounds really quickly, even before I got it filled. So filled with liquid. And so when I went to try and get it filled, they would fill it, and I was not able to eat or keep anything down at all. And my acid reflux, yes, I had acid reflux, aggravated me to no end. So
So your acid reflux that's extreme because of this is probably keeping you up at night, and your body breaks down fat tissue deposits while you sleep. So if you're unable to sleep because of the acid reflux, maybe she was able to sleep, I don't know. If you're unable to sleep and you're having acid reflux all the time, that actually can burn your throat and cause like damage to the esophagus. It's not worth it. Simply pushing away from the table, embracing hunger, eating at a daily caloric deficit, that's the safest way and healthiest way to do it. All these artificial means, it's going to cause more damage, and you probably won't even experience the full ramifications or effects of the damage until you get older. I've gone to senior citizen apartments or facilities, talked to people who are assisted living versus people who are active adult seniors. The active adult seniors, they fasted, they ate healthy, they exercised. They're able to basically be equivalent to someone who's 30 or 40 years old. People who are assisted living, they did stuff like this, and now they're bedridden. Now they are confined to a wheelchair. They need somebody to wipe their butt for them. It's a whole mess. They have all the surgeries in the world, all the prayer in the world can't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And this is the reason why I say it's better to do things naturally than trying to do stuff with artificial assistance. It's just going to do more harm than good.
Try for maybe a month or two. I can't remember. It's been so long, guys, about 13 years, but I'm trying to give you all that I can remember to get it filled. And then I realized, well, girlfriend, you are pregnant. So 10 months after getting the lap band, I delivered my oldest son, Mr. Romy. And then I attempted to go back and get it refilled again so we can start the process again. Ow, you can't have it filled while you're having a baby. Like, obviously, you just keep it empty, right? To make sure that you're getting enough nutrients for yourself and for the child. So I didn't have it filled while I was pregnant. Now, if you watch any of my other videos that featured my family, then you probably know what's coming next. Went back through the torturous process of trying to fill it, and me again not being able to eat or consume anything or keep anything down, and the acid reflux constantly burning and causing me stress, to say the least. And then 10 weeks after my oldest son was born, I became pregnant again with my second son. That's another 10 months of it not being filled. So of course I'm happy to say that I had 2 healthy pregnancies. I did not gain. I gained little to no weight when I was pregnant. Because I just didn't need to. When you're, 300 something pounds, all the nutrients that baby needed was in my body. So I didn't gain any weight while I was pregnant, but I had 2 healthy babies. Both of them came out weighing in 6 pounds 4 ounces. And as you can see now, they're big, healthy, and strong.
That's great that she had 2 healthy children and that they're big and strong.
When I went back after my second son's birth, there was a new doctor there. A lot of new staff as well. And that doctor told me, you were not a good candidate for lap band. You should not have been approved because of the acid reflux.
What they really should have told her is, you have to eat healthy. We got to do your blood work to see what's in your blood. Check for blood pressure, because the acid reflux comes from overeating. There's other things that cause acid reflux, but usually it's from overeating. There was stuff that she should have been dealing with before having the lap band surgery. And it sucks because a medical professional could kind of just, if you walk in there and say, hey, I want to lose weight, a lot of times they'll give you what you want versus giving you a recommendation on what's the best thing for you, which the best things for you is to eat less. You eat less, you weigh less. And it's best to stay away from processed foods, over-processed foods, stick to the produce area, stick to grass-fed beef, free-cage chicken, getting dairy products from grass-fed animals, cage-free animals, animals that haven't been given grain. That's the best thing for you, period. So they gave her what she wanted. In my opinion, she should have did the research herself.
Are you kidding me? So with that said, he advised I not get this lap band filled again. And I haven't in 12 years. But at the end of last year, December, right before, January, when I started this process, I was considering getting my lap band revised to a sleeve. And in my research,
basically anything but embracing hunger and eating less.
I came across the fact that lap bands are basically obsolete now. No one's doing it because of the ineffectiveness of it. And most people who got it removed within 10 years of getting it. I personally still have the lap band inside of me. It is doing nothing besides the things that has changed within me is that I am unable to kind of like eat right away when I wake up. It's kind of like I need to drink some water, kind of get things warmed up, and then later in the day I can eat. Also, bending over, the band on my stomach flips and causes pain. So when I can't bend over, well, I can, but I will be in excruciating.
Y'all got to realize no matter what you do, whether it's a surgery, a shot, a pill, anything you do that's not organic to your body or natural, such as eating less or pushing away from the table, there's going to be side effects and complications years down the road. This is sad.
Pain if I bend over for an extended period of time, like bending completely at my waist. What's the other thing? There's one more thing. Oh yeah. The other thing is I drink an abnormal amount of water after eating in order to get all my food to settle down into my stomach. Otherwise, it's a stuck feeling that's like torturous. and can sometimes cause me to become nauseous and subsequently vomiting. So, those are the 3 ways it affects my life. But no insurance none of the insurances I've had in the past 12 years will help me get this removed out of my body. Basically, it has to be an emergency where it like basically ruptured through my stomach and I am leaking fluids from my stomach into my intestines, and it's an emergency and they have to remove it in order to get this out. Or I could pay to get it removed. And that's just not on my to-do list. So I live with it for now.
I bet.
But back to the fact that I was researching getting bariatric surgery again. And I went so far as even making a consultation with a local surgeon, and I just couldn't go through with it. Again, we will be paying for it out of pocket, and again, it would be another surgery on my body. I've already had 3, 2 C-sections and 1 lap band, and I didn't want to A, go under, B, spend the money. So I made a commitment to myself that starting January 2nd, that I would commit to giving weight loss and my weight loss journey and my wellness journey, all that I had. And I am staying committed to that. And I'm thankful to have you guys along on the journey with me, because you don't know how much your comments motivate me on some days when I'm just like, child, this is taking too long. And, of course, editing the videos and putting the transformation photos together helps as well. And speaking of those transformation pictures, so this video explains if you see a transformation picture with my belly out, which I have this one that I'm in a bikini that maybe one day I will use. And you see the marks on my belly, I wanted that to be explained because I am an open book, and I didn't want it to be like, did she have weight loss surgery? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so as you hear yourself, weight loss surgery is, in my opinion, it's a waste of time, waste of money, when you could push away from the table, learn how to control and conquer hunger on your own. Because if you don't control and conquer hunger, it will control and conquer you. And whatever weight you do lose, you'll eat it right back and be right back in the same boat you were in. Weight loss is 10% about the food. It's 90% about the mindset. So congratulations to her for doing OMAD now and losing the weight. $16,000, nothing to sneeze at. Nothing to sneeze at. So yeah, what do you think? Let me know in the comments section your thoughts. Thumbs up the video, share your social media, subscribe, click the notification bell, share everywhere. Thanks for watching. Peace.